I hope everybody is able to see me, hear me, and see the screen properly. Hi guys, I hope everybody is doing good. We're going to be talking about how to prepare for May 2024 exam, which is the FRM Level 1 exam. I hope everybody is able to see me, hear me, and see the screen properly. Can I get a quick confirmation on chat? Just a second, we're going to be starting out now. I hope everybody is able to see me, hear me, and see the screen properly. Yes, okay. So we're going to be starting out with this session, which is how to prepare for FRM Level 1, which is May 2024 exam. We have roughly around 7-8 months for the exam yet. Okay, but the strategy that you should be applying to make sure that you start your preparation now and you start it in a very structured manner and go towards the exam, which is going to be in the next May. So in today's discussion, we are going to be focusing on, first of all, what all different books. Okay, I'll be introducing you about the basic structure of the FRM exam. What is the, how many books do we have? What is the weightages and all? So it's a basic introduction about the FRM course. Then I'll be talking about what all different materials that are available in the market. Okay, and which material ideally you should prefer in your preparation. What should be your broader order of preparation? Then your timeline of preparation, and how to solve the question bank, also when to start solving question bank, how to start solving question bank. All of this I'll be talking in today's session. Further, how do you start your revision for the session? That means how do you start and when do you start your revision for your exam, and some of the common questions which a lot of students have when they start their preparation for the FRM. So that is the overall view, or that is the overall agenda that we are going to be covering in today's session. So let us start with the first part, which is nothing but a brief introduction about FRM Level 1 and what exactly this exam is. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of people must have done their own research with respect to how good the FRM standard is now becoming with respect to risk management in the industry. So now, and a lot of people have already decided that, okay, I'll be going for FRM Level 1 in the next May. The books that we have is around, there are 4 books, and all 4 books consist of around 62 chapters. Now, in the upcoming upcoming 2024, there will be some changes which the institute will inform us by December 1st. Okay, so this is as per 2023 curriculum. We are expecting some slight changes here and there, so that will be there. Further, what are different books do we have in FRM? So the first book is Foundation of Risk Management. Now in this book, majority of the content is theory. Okay, it has a weightage of around 20%. Okay, I hope everybody is able to see the screen. 20%, and this is the most underestimated book in your FRM exam. So a lot of students, because they see that it's more theory, it is general content, they feel that this book is going to be easy, and most of them, they start failing in this book. Okay, because when they see the question in the exam, it is slightly scenario based question. It might be only 2 or 3 lines, but in that 2 or 3 lines they will ask you to take a decision, okay, which is not directly given in the book. If you have read the book, if you have understood the book, then you'll be able to apply it. That is what this book focuses on. There is few section which has some calculation, which is portfolio management content, which is easy, it's not very tough. Let us go to the second book, which is quantitative analysis. A lot of students, they have a fear that this book is full of mathematics and it's going to be heavy calculation. Let me tell you, this book is more about statistics. Okay, and when you go to the exam, there are going to be 20 questions, roughly 20 questions from that book. But as per my experience, what I've seen is, out of those 20 questions also, majority of the questions that you will see is theory in the actual exam. So it's more statistics. That is first part. Second, the institute is not testing your ability in this book of calculation. Why? Because if you're going to do hypothesis testing, if you're going to do regression, time series, you will need a system. Okay, and when you go and work for a bank, the systems will be provided to you and the system will do the entire calculation. You should know what does the output means and how it is going to impact you, how you're going to take the decision. Okay, so more focus is on understanding of the concepts and how you can apply those concepts. That is what institute is actually trying to do in book 2. And again, 20 questions will be there. Let us go to the third book, which is nothing but financial markets and products. You'll find most calculations coming from this book. Around 30 questions will be there, and out of those 30 questions, I expect around 10 to 15, at least 50%. You'll find that those questions are going to be in calculation format in the actual exam. Okay, this book, they generally try testing you with respect to futures valuation. They will try testing you trading strategies of option, then FX, interest rate swap. So calculation is there. Again, in this book, when we talk about calculation, the usage of the calculator, because you're going to be using Texas Instrument PA2 plus, that usage of the calculator is very, very important. The last book is valuation and risk model, which also has a weightage of around 30%. In this book, mostly you're going to be finding, again, slide calculation theory. You will have VAR related chapters, you will have option pricing related chapter, you'll have bond valuation. The entire bond valuation is calculation, but you need to know how to use the calculator. Okay, in the actual exam, as per my experience, if you see out of 100 question, roughly 20 or 30 questions will be calculation. Okay, and out of that 20-30, also 50 to 60% is straight. You should know calculator usage and you should know the formula, you'll be able to answer it. Rest is slightly challenging. Okay, the rest out of 100, 20-30 is calculation. So rest remaining 70 to 80 question is theory. That is what I have seen in the actual exam, 70 to 80 question. Okay, so this is a broad overview of the FRM level 1 books. Okay, also during the entire session, if anybody is facing any query, you can put it on the chat. I'll address the query. Let us move to the books and the preparation. So in the market, there are a variety of books which are available. Okay, obviously GARP material is the golden source. Okay, so when you register with the institute also, they will give you a GARP ebook. Okay, the access to that GARP ebook, and from that ebook itself, all the content is created. All the other books are created. So Wiley is there. Then Buying Turtle is very popular. Okay, but mostly the most widely used material is Kaplan-Swedger, which I also recommend because it's a very good material, very concise material. Because in GARP book, you'll find some content slightly tricky, slightly calculation driven, and you will find that in this Swedger book they have made it very simple and easy. Also, when you're revising the content, okay, out of all the 4 books which you see on the screen, Kaplan-Swedger is very good in terms of revision. You'll be able to revise the entire content very well and very fast. So I recommend Kaplan-Swedger for your reading. There's no need for you to do any the other book. If you feel that okay, certain chapters I want to just deep dive, then you can go to GARP book. Okay. With respect to the calculator, so these are the 3 different calculators which are used in the exam. They're allowed basically by students. So there is a calculator of HP. Okay, and the calculator, there is a policy which has been disclosed by the institute. So that calculator policy you should check. This is that only in HP there are certain specific calculators that are allowed. For Texas Instrument, that is BA2 plus and BA2 professional. These 2 calculators are allowed. For FRM exam, even if you hold this one BA2 plus, that is more than enough. Roughly the cost in India would be around 3,000 rupees. Okay, so these are the different calculators which are available. You should, from my experience, you should only take BA2 plus. That is more than enough, because the professional version is slightly costly. It will cost you 1,000 more. Documents which are needed when you go for the actual exam. So you will have to take the print of the email that you have received. So when you schedule your exam, because when you pay to the institute the fees of the exam, that is $1,000. After that, you basically schedule your exam. You get an email. Okay, when you get the email, the admit card will be there in that email, or basically the email has to be taken a printout. Along with that, you need to have either a passport or a driving license, which is the allowed documentation for the actual exam. Okay, passport or the driving license. So that is what ideally that is allowed. So you should make sure that the documentation should be there available and it should be valid on that day. Next, the name of the candidate, the photo should be clear, and also the name should match with what you have written in admit card. If there is a mismatch, the center will not allow you. So please take care of that. I've seen students not able to go for the exam because of this. Okay. Let us go to the next section. So few important dates ideally that you should remember. Okay, so early bird, this is, I'm talking from the 2023 perspective only. 2024, there might be slight change here and there. Okay, so and why am I saying this, all of these dates, is that first of all, this is the early bird date. So when I said for level 1, $1,000 is the overall fees for your exam, that is till 31st of January. My recommendation, complete your registration in December only. Do not wait for January. It's not going to make much of a difference. Okay, do the registration in December only and close it and schedule your exam. Then there is standard deadline, which is I think so around 1,200 USD. That is by the end of March. Okay, after that, this 15th April, okay, that deadline, I think so it has now changed to 20th April. You can check that on the website also. This is the scheduling window, scheduling deadline. That means you have registered for the exam, but you have time till scheduling for the exam. So that is I think so around 15th or 20th of April. Till that time you can go and choose your location. So these are the 3 dates that you should remember: the early bird date, the standard date, and the scheduling date. Okay. Any query from anybody, you can post it on the chat. I'll address the query also. Next, what should be the order of preparation? This is very, very important. So when you're starting your preparation now, and I'm talking from the self-study perspective also. So if anybody is prepared, start reading, then how should they start reading? Okay. So order of preparation, I'll be covering few things. How much time do we need right now? What should be the monthly plan, and what should be the actual order of preparation? Okay. So how to prepare for May level 1 2024? On an average, you can start giving roughly 2 hours from now. Okay, if you're a working professional, 1 hour is also good enough. Okay, you can put slightly higher number of hours in the weekend. Okay, so I suggest that if you give 2 hours from now and take that 2 hours gradually, okay, every day slightly 1.5 2 hour, and then when you move towards April or say March, then you can increase it to 2.5 hours or 3 hours on a daily basis. Okay, when you reach your March, so I'm talking about March and April, okay, you have to make sure that you give around 5 hours on weekends every single day. Okay, if you have some videos to prepare with, then 1.5 hour 2 hour is good enough. If you do not have any support to prepare, or you're doing a self preparation, then the number of hours will increase, because you'll get stuck somewhere. You'll have to read the outside material. All of these things are there. Okay, so 2-3 hours ideally would need it. If I want to make it very simple, so from now, say for example from October, okay, if you are working professional and if you have some help, then ideally till December 1 to 1.5 hour is good enough. And from December onwards, you can start putting up 2 hours. Okay, start increasing the number of hours towards the exam. Okay, next is preparation strategy. So this is what I've created for a lot of students who have some access to material. Okay, so ideally the order of preparation should be that if you are attending, you're watching the video, okay, you should watch the video, read the textbook. Make sure that whichever textbook you're reading, it can be Schweitzer, it can be some other material. Make sure that watch the video and read the textbook. And if you get an opportunity to attend the lecture, that is very good, because it will help you to revise the entire content again. And this part, solving of the chapter wise question, is very, very important. So do not ignore, because a lot of students, what they do is they feel I'll complete everything first, then I will solve. It doesn't happen like this. You'll face a lot of challenge. Very few people are actually able to complete everything, because in that case you need a good amount of buffer to actually solve the question bank. Okay, also a lot of students feel that okay, by 31st of January, which is the early bird, I'll read everything, I'll make myself ready, and then I'll register. That is also not possible, because this is a competitive exam. If you have completed everything by January, it does not mean that you are actually going to clear the exam. So be in the flow of the preparation. Make sure that you are ready for the preparation. Okay, with respect to time, with respect to energy. And for working professional, you should be mentally ready that you have to give 1 hour to 2 hour every single day from now till May. Okay, this exam is not about preparing only on weekends. If you have that mindset, very difficult. Okay, let us go to the preparation strategy at an overall level. Okay, the focus should be right now that you should try to complete 3 chapters every week. If you're starting from 1st of October, 3 chapters every week. Okay, and then ideally you'll be able to complete 12 chapters in the month of October. This means this is the first read. So if you have video, watch the video, read the textbook. If you do not have the video, just read the textbook, make yourself comfortable with the content. Okay, then in the month of November, you should try to complete 15 chapters. So slowly and gradually, you are increasing your speed. Okay, so now 12 plus 15, 27 chapters ideally are done by the end of November. Okay, then in the month of December, now you're reducing your speed of reading new content. Okay, so in this month, you're only going through basically 10 chapters. Okay, and in the month of December, ideally, you should start solving the chapter wise questions. Okay, this is very, very important. Do not ignore. Okay, and do not wait. Do not. I know a lot of people, they have free material available on some Telegram group. Don't do that, because it's a big exam. You are spending 80,000-90,000 and you're relying on some material which might be 1 or 2 years old. So you'll end up losing that 80,000 because you've solved some wrong question bank. I've seen people just solving and then they realize this question bank is old. So don't do that. Okay, talk to the guide, talk to your mentor properly, and then start solving. Okay, so in the month of December, you have to solve 10 chapters of questions. Which 10 chapter? The first month that you completed. So whatever content that you've read in October, there were 12 chapters. So you solve those 10 chapters now. It will act as a revision for you. Okay, and in this month you should also complete 10 new chapters. So overall you have completed 37 chapters. Okay, in the month of January, again do one more 10 chapters revision. Okay, so that will take the overall total to around 47. Okay, and try to solve 15 chapter wise questions. Okay, now which are those 15 chapters? Those which you have covered in the month of October and November. Okay, so by the end of January, ideally you would have completed 25 chapter solving, and 47 chapters, or roughly 50 chapter, is almost done. That is what an ideal plan is. Okay, then in the month of Feb, you have completed 10 chapters, 10 new chapters, further 10 new chapters of watching the video or reading the textbook. Okay, then you have solved 20 chapter question in the Feb month. Okay, and then you have completed total 57 chapter by the end of Feb. Okay, further you have around March month where you're going to be completing around remaining 5 chapters, because there are 62 total chapters. So once you're done with that, you have almost completed your curriculum, and in that month you have completed 17 chapter solving. So by doing that, you are in a position to complete everything by March end. Okay, so if you follow this plan, what is happening in this plan? You are starting out with reading slowly, you are increasing your speed. By December, you start solving, and that speed is also going slowly. So in the first month, you solve 10, then 15, then 20, 17, likewise. You'll keep on increasing the speed of your solving also. And by the end of March, you're done with entire full revision, full reading of the content. You have revised the content once, and you have solved the question bank once. I hope everybody is with me, right? Yes, Vishal, any query? Anybody else? Any query with respect to the pattern of the exam or with respect to the exam itself? Any query? Okay, I hope this preparation plan everybody is clear. Let us move forward. Okay, what should be doing in the month of April? Okay, so ideally from 1st of April to 15th of April, you have to do one full reading of the book. So I prefer Schweitzer book. So do entire full reading of the Schweitzer book, then go and pick up the sectional test. Okay, revise entire one book, give that test. Okay, then once you're done with those sectional tests, you should start with some important concepts, and then if you have question bank for important concepts, solve those question banks. In the last 15 days of April, start solving the mock papers. Suppose your exam is on 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. So you can just start revision and start solving the mock papers also. Over here, you have to make sure that you solve one GARP sample paper by default. That means 2024 cup sample paper that ideally is not available right now. So you can pick up 2024, and if you have 2023, then you can solve that also. Okay. Yes, Atharva, answering to your query. So you have some CA exam in November and December. You want to start your journey in January. If you have 3 hours on an average on a daily basis, you can go for you can start your preparation in January also and clear your exam in May. That is feasible. I've seen people clearing that, so don't worry. Solving chapter wise question can be done simultaneously. Don't do that. Nandini, answering to your query, the reason, if I just go back quickly, the reason I have asked you to solve late, because I want you to forget that chapter. And because you're now solving, you have to revise that chapter. So your strategy should be in that manner that, okay, I will get an opportunity to revise the chapter because now I'm solving the question bank. Okay. I hope I've answered the query. Nandini, Atharva, I've answered your query. Okay. Let us move to theory order of preparation. Okay, now the exact chapter name and all, if you want, I have an Excel sheet which I can share with you. It's just drop a message on our WhatsApp number and mention that I need the Excel sheet for self-study planner. We'll share that with you. Okay, now in the book, okay, in the book, there is, if across the book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, there are certain chapters which are standalone chapters, which means they are not connected much to the overall curriculum. Okay, say for example, there is a chapter called banks, then there is country risk, then there is internal external rating. So all of these are theory chapters which are across the book. So those are standalone theory chapters. Okay, so first complete those theory chapters, which will help you to get the basic understanding clear. Then you should move to book 3. In book 3, you have futures and option. And again, before you go to book 3, ideally you should watch some videos for calculator. Okay, get yourself comfortable with calculator, how to calculate e raised to x, ln, all of these basic part, you should be able to do that. Okay, next, that in this part, the futures and forwards, so there are around 5 chapters in book 3, financial markets and products, which are related to futures, forwards, and there are certain chapters which are related to option. Then immediately you should go to option pricing. What is this option pricing? There are 3 chapters which are focused on option valuation, which are connected to the option chapter. If you do not do it immediately, you'll forget. You'll forget about option, then you will have to reread the content again. Okay, then you can complete entire book 2 in one go. That is quantitative book. It has this statistics part, hypothesis testing, linear regression, time series, everything. Once you're done with this, just go and complete your portfolio management related chapters, which are nothing but modern portfolio theory, then arbitrage pricing theory, all of these. Then in book 3, there are around book 3, book 4, there is around 7 chapters focusing on bond valuation and bond hedging. You should focus on those chapters. Then you can go on VAR related chapter. There are 3 chapters focusing on VAR. And then finally, there are credit risk related chapters, which are focusing on 2007 crisis. So those chapters can be done at the end. Okay, so this is the broader theory order of preparation. I'll be answering the query now. Prakash, which subjects you need to start first? See, if you go and read the book in book 1, book 2, book 3 format, you will get confused. Because if you pick up book 1, in the first book, 5th chapter is talking about modern portfolio theory. They have not given you any introduction on what is correlation, what is covariance, which is going to come in your book 2. So I do not recommend you guys to go in the order which is given in the book. I can share my order which I have created. That will help you to go with the content in a very easy manner. Okay. Atharva, answering to your query, is there any batch going to start from January? We have a batch which is going to start from 1st of November, first week of November. Okay, so that is there. You can join that batch also, or else the video lectures are also available for the students. Are there any change since November? There will be some change, but institute has not declared that, so it will be available to everybody on 1st of December. Okay. Registration will open on 1st of December. Okay, and it will be there till 31st of March, 31st of January. This is the early bird registration. Then from that, it will be having a standard till the end of March. Okay, I've answered all the queries. Is there any specific query? I can still address the query. Now, I asked you to solve the question bank from December onwards, slowly and gradually. Now, what should be your approach when you're solving? Okay, make an Excel sheet. If suppose the question bank is in the digital format, or if it's in physical format, that you can just mark it. But if it's a digital format, you can make these notations right next to you can basically track your questions. Okay, so when you're solving the chapter wise question, okay, you can mark certain questions as question mark, which means when you solve this question, you did not understood the question at all. Okay, so these are slightly tough or challenging questions for you. Okay, even though you have read the content, now these are slightly challenging questions. Then you can mark certain questions as star, which you have understood, but it was very different. Something different is asked in the exam, in the actual question. So you can mark those questions as star. Okay, certain questions which you are confident that, okay, I have gone through that. We are okay with that. And I have understood the question. But these questions you realize that you have taken a lot of time. Okay, and finally there were questions that you were able to solve. Now, why I'm asking you to do this bifurcation, because when you're going to solve each chapter wise questions, make a note where you're making mistake, make a note which question was slightly tough for you, which question was taking a lot of time for you, which question was different. So what is happening when you go and do the revision in the month of April or March? Okay, you know, revise, revision, and which question to check. That clarity you should have. Okay, that is why this question, and this will help you in your March and April revision entirely. Okay, so that is why I suggest people to follow this approach. Answering to the query, Shivam, what is considered a pass score? See, from my experience, out of 100, if you are able to get 55, roughly, or around 55 to 60, you are passing the exam. Okay, so do not be in the thought process that I'll be getting 70, 80, that nobody gets that. Very, very few people gets that, because it's a competitive exam. Majority of the students are going to be close to 55. Okay. How to do revision? Let us move to that section. So when you start solving the question bank, okay, it's up to your comfort level. Okay, you can start revise one chapter, solve, or you can take two, three chapters revision and then solve. It's up to you. Okay, but whenever you are doing the revision, okay, revise the difficult chapter twice. If suppose when you were reading the chapter, watching the video, you've realized that this chapter is slightly tricky for me. Okay, make sure you read the textbook twice before you go and solve the question bank, the chapter of wise questions of that part. Okay, why I'm saying only read the textbook? Because every single time you will not be in a position to go and watch the video. Okay, so please make sure that you read the chapter from the textbook itself. You should be comfortable with the chapter. Okay, for that chapter which you are finding difficult, make sure you go through the question bank. Just once again, just check the questions. Even if you've solved it once, just check what was the question, what they have asked, and focus should be on which concept from the chapter this is connected to. Okay, which chapter of the question it is connected to. Also, before the exam, when you are in the month of April, when you're revising, make sure there is important topics which are basically highlighted. Okay, also every year I try to give to my students basically a list of repeated topics, okay, which I've seen people getting tested again and again. Okay, so that can also help you to clear the exam. Identify your strength areas. Now, why this is important? See, because if there is a concept, or if suppose I'm comfortable more on pricing of the forwards and futures. So when there is the similar question comes into the exam, because I'm confident, I can pick that question fast. Okay, so you should know in the entire curriculum, by the time you reach end of March, you should know which chapters are easy for you, which chapter you're confident on, which chapter you're not confident on. Okay, then you should have a strategy. What should I do to tackle those difficult chapters? Okay. Next, mentally prepare yourself for bigger questions. So in the exam, in the actual exam, I have heard that there are few students who have got big questions like 6, 7 line question, or else what they do is they will give you 3 line question, but the options are going to be bigger, which will take time for you. So your focus, your confidence, your mind should be there when you're reading the question. Okay, and they will test you on that. They will give you unnecessarily close a question. So this is the speciality of GARP exams. In the actual book also, what they will be doing is they will be testing you options very, very close. and there'll be only one word difference. So you'll have to read all the options, spend time. That is what they normally do in the exam. Okay. So this is where we have reached till this, how to revise. Any queries till this point, guys? I hope everybody is doing good. Let us go forward. What are the common queries that lot of students have? Okay. How hard is FRM exam? It is difficult. Okay. But because it is difficult, it has value in the industry. If it would have been easy, then any other exam, which like for example, you have an ISM exams or banking exams or anything, you can easily clear and go and enter. I don't think that this is a problem. It's actually an opportunity, because the exam is hard. The moment you clear, your valuation in the market will go up. Okay. So this is definitely a tough exam, but you need proper planning, proper strategy to clear the exam. Okay. What is the FRM exam pass rate? So if I'm not wrong, roughly it ranges around 45 to 50%. Okay, this is a very good number. If you look at CFA, the last number was, I think so, 37%. Okay, so this is a very good number in terms of pass percentage. So do not ignore, because I'm saying this explicitly because a lot of students, they come from say banking background and they feel that ideally the pass percentage should be 70-80. It is not like that. This is a global exam. You're competing globally. This 40-45 is also a very big number. How much does it cost to sit for the FRM exam? For level 1, it is $1,000. And if you clear level 1 and go to level 2, it is $600. Okay. Plus you might have to pay to some coaching institute, some books, Swagger books or anything like that, and the calculator. How much time dedication is required? So see, roughly around 300 hours is what people say, or institute has also recommended that, okay, 300 hours of preparation is needed. I suggest that it should be around 300 to 400 hours range, depending upon what is your background, how much time daily basis you're preparing. And the core to clear this exam is to sit every day. Okay, sit every day, read 1 hour, 2 hour. Don't follow a pattern where you're just reading through 2-3 days and then coming. If you're breaking your flow, you'll never be able to clear the exam. Okay, can I prepare with the exam with my job? Yes, definitely. You can go to my YouTube channel and you can check. There are a lot of interviews of working people working in banking side. Okay, they have also been able to clear the exam, so do not worry about it. It is possible. There's a lady, Dhanashri Shukla. Okay, she has been able to clear with banking job in 3 months, FRM level 1 in 3 months. Okay, so that is also possible. Is FRM quant or calculation driven? I've talked about this in the last PPT also, last slide also. It is not quant driven. It has statistics part, but again, the focus of the institute is not on calculation or making you do calculation entirely. Their focus is on understanding. So entire paper, when you go and give the exam, you'll realize it is more understanding driven. Okay. What is the scope of FRM? See, the growth is definitely happening. I can see the number of students appearing for the exam is also going up. The demand for jobs, okay, who are explicitly into risk management, compliance, internal audit, treasury, core finance role, portfolio management, there are people who have FRM and they have got into that role. So that definitely in the industry, the demand is there. Okay, a lot of investment banks, rating agencies, asset management companies, they are hiring. In fact, banks now, if you look at Indian banks, they are also making sure that in their risk team, okay, they are hiring FRM charter holders. So this is going to be the trend now. This is going to increase. So scope is definitely go up. Okay, and it is also a good news for a lot of students, especially for students from banking side. If they want to move career, if they want to move to some private sector or some other part, and they want to move out of retail bank, FRM can definitely help them, because other exams like CFA will take a lot of time, a lot of effort. So I explicitly realize that, feel that you can go and definitely the FRM exam. Okay. Sir, how was the last FRM level 1 paper? In fact, last FRM, I think so pass percentage should be ideally higher, because a lot of students have cleared and a lot of students got 1. I'm talking about my students. Okay. And the paper was not very tough as such, but what I've seen is people have been able to prepare properly, and they can easily, they saw the result in that manner, because there were a lot of students who got second quartile in the exam also. Okay, there is no difference as such between May, August and November. It is all about your preparation. The pass percentage is going to be almost within that range. Okay, so in summary, if you have minimum, if you are working, if minimum 200 to 250 hours is by default required, I expect students to put in more than that. That means around 300 to 400 hours range. Focus on completing everything by, this is not 31st of July, this is basically the end of March. Okay, so this is end of March. You should focus on completing things. Okay, take the exam seriously. A lot of people underestimate. What they do is they register for the exam, then they say that okay, I'll start preparing in Feb. Don't do that. This is not a normal banking exam. Okay, so don't do that. A lot of people, they register both the levels together and they're working. Don't do that. Okay, give level 1 properly, then go for level 2. Okay, book 3, book 4 has slightly higher weightages, which means around 30%. So please make sure you have focus on these 2 books properly. Okay, practice the calculator, because what happens if there is a calculation driven question in the exam, you should be able to solve it within 2 minutes, and that is where your effort on the calculator will help. Okay, mock examination is very, very important. If possible, take 2 weeks off before the actual exam, and this is for working professionals. Okay, because it will help you to get in the flow of the preparation. Okay, because two weeks before you are working, now just you got into the leave, now you have to read the entire content, so it will take some time to get in that flow. That is why 2 week off is generally recommended for students. Okay, theory chapters, like for example book 1, I said in the start of the session itself that book 1 a lot of students ignore. Okay, because what happens is they feel that book 1 is very easy, but those theory chapters can create problem for you in the actual exam. So please make sure that theory chapters, understand them, don't just mug. Okay, and finally you have time management, which is very, very important for the exam, because your question selection will also play a very big role when you're going for the exam on the day of the exam. Okay, so before I move ahead, I'll be addressing the query. What makes FRM different from CFA? See, industry doesn't, they don't explicitly bifurcate. If the role is very specific to investment management or financial data analysis, financial statement analysis and all, then CFA is more preferred. Okay, but industry is looking at both of these certification as a tough certification. So if you've cleared the certification, then definitely you can get into good roles. Okay, if you want to talk about job opportunities, then CFA generally get into equity research, investment research, core portfolio management, investment analysis role related roles, and investment management related roles. But FRM generally go into risk, compliance, audit, then treasury, all of these areas. Is the exam time sensitive like CAT? Time and it has just 4 hours. So 4 hours, 100 questions. A lot of students feel that I'll be able to easily do it, and they end up not solving few 5-10 questions. So do not underestimate the exam. It has 4 hours, and in 4 hours that 100 question will be also tough. Okay, do exam slot choice matter? No, you have to choose the slot, but it does not make any difference in your actual exam result. Okay, any queries, kindly put it on chat. I'll be addressing the queries also, do not worry. Okay, so how we can help you? So we have live online batch also. We have physical classroom sessions in Mumbai also, video lectures also. Okay, but if you're going to join us, or basically me, you have to be 110% clear that you're going to appear and pass the exam in May. Okay, if you're thinking that I'm going to start studying, I'll prepare and then I'll decide, don't join. Please don't join. Okay, it's a waste of time for you and for me also, because I'll be involved. So I have to be very clear where I'm putting my time, because if you want to pass the exam, then only you should come to me. Simple. Okay, so we provide placement assistance also. There is around 3,500 plus question banks. Okay, which has chapter wise questions, sectional test, mock papers, then you have important concept quiz, lot of questions. Okay, so do not worry about it. Question bank is properly available. Okay, again we'll be releasing the question bank in the month of December. Okay, so this is, we conduct our sessions on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, for banking students, first and third Saturday we are not doing it right now, because currently it is working for them. Okay, so it's on all the weekends we conduct session. My batch is going to start from first week of November. The lectures are going to start. Okay. Fintelligents video lecture package, you also have video lectures available with us. We have re-recorded everything for November exam, and now for the May exam, when the books are available, we'll also be doing a new recording as per the live sessions that we are taking in the class. Okay, so 3 mock exams will be there. Then if you're looking out for only question bank, okay, so this is actually 62 chapters because the number of chapters have gone up. So you have chapter wise questions for all of them. You have sectional tests, you have mock papers. Now we have increased the mock papers to 4. Okay, we give past a sample paper also in our preparation. And in case you are looking out for any study material, free study material which is available with us, you can reach us on WhatsApp. This is our number. Okay, we have treasure books available which we can share with you, and we also have the Excel tracker which we can share with you. Okay, free study plan. You can reach us over here. Any queries, guys? What is the passing percentage? See, I don't calculate my own passing percentage because a lot of students, they don't tell me when they're giving the exam. So it has to be higher than 50% itself. And I don't mention anywhere that it is 90, 92%. It is false. Okay. So don't go with that, any of these numbers. If anybody is saying 70, 80, kuch hota nahi hai aisa. Okay. It is, and what I can do is I can help you to clear the exam. Okay, I can help you. I have no magic pill. Okay, that कि मेरे पास आओगे तो आप पास हो जाओगे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Okay, आप खुद भी पढ़ के पास हो सकते हो. What I can do is I have experience in this exam. I've seen how people have prepared. Okay, I can guide you. That is what my main part is. My content is good. It is covering the entire treasure book, so it helps you to do the reading, do the videos properly. Okay, pass percentage or passing part, mostly it is on the student base itself. Student जितना अच्छा पढ़ेगा उतना ही अच्छे से वो क्लियर होगा. सिंपल है. सोनू, मैंने आपका आंसर दिया. अप्रॉक्स में अगर आपको बोलूँ, आई एम जस्ट आंसरिंग टू द क्वेरी एंड आई एम टेलिंग दिस इन लाइव, मैं आपको 70% बोलूँ, 80% बोलूँ, आप कैसे वेरीफाई करोगे उसको? आपको मेरे नंबर पे ही विश्वास करना पड़ेगा ना. तो कुछ नहीं होता है उसमें. मैं आपको एक एक्स नंबर थ्रो कर दूंगा, कुछ फायदा नहीं होगा उससे. ओके, पर मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. देर आर पीपल हु आर क्लियरिंग द एग्जाम. और आपको अगर कंफ्यूजन है कि मैं कुछ झूठ बोल रहा हूँ, आप मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल पे जाइए. वहाँ पे मैंने 100 से ज़्यादा इंटरव्यूज़ डाले हैं. ओके, इंटरव्यूज़ डाले हैं. कोई भी FRM पढ़ा रहा है उसके पास ये वीडियो है ही नहीं, ऐसे है ही नहीं सेशंस, क्योंकि उनके उतने बच्चे पास ही नहीं हो रहे. इससे आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. ओके, नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं है. नेगेटिव मार्किंग, देयर इज नो नेगेटिव मार्किंग, डू नॉट वरी. हाँ, बट टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो यू हैव टू बी इन दैट स्पीड. ओके, आप क्वेश्चन सिलेक्शन इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, तो ऑन द डे ऑफ द एग्जाम यू हैव टू बी मेंटली रेडी कि कौन सा क्वेश्चन, ये क्वेश्चन को पिक करना है कि नहीं करना है. वो नहीं कर पा रहे हो तो बहुत दिक्कत होगा. दैट्स व्हाई व्हेन यू आर सॉल्विंग द क्वेश्चन बैंक आल्सो यू हैव टू गो विद दैट थॉट प्रोसेस कि ये क्वेश्चन शुड आई पिक इट नाउ और शुड आई डू इट लेटर. ओके, can a college student TY BCom give a shot? Yes, I have interviews of students who have completed 12th standard and they've completed in first level 1 in first year. So हो सकता है आराम से. Obviously आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा, टाइम देना पड़ेगा. कॉलेज एग्जाम नहीं है, इट इज़ नॉट अ कॉलेज एग्जाम. सो कि उसकी तरह मत नहीं हो सकता. एनी क्वेश्चन बैंक विच यू कैन सजेस्ट? आई कैन सजेस्ट माई क्वेश्चन बैंक. ओके, सो अगेन सी देयर माइट बी अदर क्वेश्चन बैंक्स ऑल्सो. मैं किसी के ऊपर कमेंट तो नहीं कर सकता, बट टेलीग्राम पे जो भी मिल रहा है, प्लीज डू नॉट गो फॉर इट. आई हैव सीन पीपल फेलिंग बिकॉज दे थॉट दिस इज द ओरिजिनल मटेरियल. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. ओके, इतना ओरिजिनल मटेरियल आपको इतना फ्रीली मिल रहा होता तो फिर क्या ही बात होती, राइट? सो पुराना मटेरियल, रॉन्ग मटेरियल कोई भी लोग सेल कर रहे हैं. हाँ, वन मोर थिंग, पीपल, देयर आर पीपल हु आर सेलिंग ऑन टेलीग्राम. Okay, they are giving you some books, they are giving you some mock papers, they are giving you some videos. Don't buy. Okay, because ultimately वो लोग पैसा लेके चले जाते हैं, कुछ भी वीडियो दे देते हैं. तो आपके रिस्क पे करिए, बट मत करना ऐसा कुछ. ओके, as per schedule, I can understand that I need to complete 12 chapters before start of November live. हाँ, roughly 12 chapters तो करना चाहिए आपको. If you are coming to my live session, आपको मुझसे आगे रहना है. सिंपल. आपको वीडियो देख के रेडी रहना है ताकि व्हेन यू कम टू द लेक्चर यू आर क्लियर व्हाट इज माय डाउट which paragraph I have doubt, which line I have doubt, so I can ask those queries. उतना clear होना चाहिए आपको. Okay. Any other query? I'm there, don't worry. How to start with preparation? Need to buy any book or parallelies? Right now, Swagger 2024 is not available. Okay, so it will take some time, definitely. So you can start with 2023 book, and then whatever is the change, you can just take a print of that and read the preparation. Go ahead with the preparation. Any other queries, guys? I'll be there for a few more minutes if there is any query. You guys can also reach me on my WhatsApp number. Okay, majority of the time I will be able to answer those queries. Okay, so that should not be an issue as such. May 2024 course relevant for working professional? Huh? Yes, it is relevant. How many questions one should target with accuracy? See, on an average, when you are going to solve any question bank, as per my experience, accuracy is going to be around 50 to 60% maximum. Okay, because the questions that are generally created, it is twisted. So, उससे ज़्यादा आता नहीं है. Focus on whenever you solve any question bank, whatever wrong you're getting, go and check which concept it is related to, why it went wrong. That is what your approach should be. So 50-60% is the accuracy which is normally there. उससे ज़्यादा होता नहीं है. All good? Okay. 13 weeks is decent preparation, but go slow because we are also waiting for the change in the curriculum. We don't know right now what is going to be the change. And when you're done with say 13 chapters, 13 weeks, what you can do is you can read the Swagger book once, like revision karo. Okay, just focus on this. And one more point which I want to highlight, a lot of students, I get a normal query that I have read something few weeks back, now I don't remember. वो होने वाला है, it is normal. Okay, everybody will face the same problem. It is not a challenge because see, you don't need to remember things right now. You need to remember in month of May. So you will have to revise once, twice before the exam. So that you will get comfortable with. So don't worry on that. Okay. Any other queries? Swagger book enough है? हाँ, मेरा experience में yes, it is enough. You can just pick up that book and it's a very good book. You need question bank, a good question bank. Swagger question banks are not enough because they're slightly easy. They will help you to understand the concept, but exam level is slightly above the Swagger book questions. Okay. Is FRM a substitute for CFA? No. I think ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते. See, both the courses are very different. The content that they are tracking is different because if you go to CFA, they have ethics, they have financial statement analysis, which is core into financial analysis. Then you have economics, which is not getting tested in FRM. So no, it is not a substitute. Again, both have different types of role, but in the industry, both are considered good. Okay, so I hope everybody is good, and we will close the session for today. We'll be taking one more such session in the next few weeks. I'll be doing a brief introduction of what is FRM in exam, और उसके ऊपर मैं पूरा एक session भी करूँगा. Okay, so that is there, and my batch is going to start from end of October, first week of November. So if anybody is interested, they can reach out us on the WhatsApp number. Okay, so thank you very much guys for joining in. Thank you for your time.